props. All right. We all have people who have made a big influence in our life, and my dad was one of those for me. He was an entrepreneur who worked really hard, but he also wasn't afraid to be a goofball and have fun. I have no doubt where I got my work ethic and my goofiness from. It was Christmas Eve 2001 when we got the call that his cancer was back, and he died 6 months later. I was devastated, but I also came to see his death at the young age of 58 as a gift of life to me, because from that moment on, I took lots of chances. Adventure, driving fast, flying high, diving deep, anything that looks like fun, most anything, I'd give it a try. Even professionally, I leaned in and I took opportunities and chances that really kind of scared me at first, but took me to places I could never imagine, like the White House or leading the US at the G20 in China, or speaking opportunities all over the world. But moving to Annapolis was my best risk because I bought my house here when I knew my job was ending in a year and I didn't have another one lined up. But I'm still here, so it worked out. One of the things, though, that I always wanted to do was to be at a Mardi Gras parade. There's something about the energy and the colors and the smiles. Don't they look like they're having fun? Well, I must have shared this crazy bucket list idea with a colleague at the University of Maryland, because as I was leaving that job, she gave me a kit on how to do my own second line parade in New Orleans. It had everything from beads to permits to a checklist, and I had to do it. So my partner Larry and I gathered up some of our most adventurous friends. We fed them with homemade beignets and gumbo and invited them to join us. It was a unanimous yes. And after a few hurricane cocktails later, we came up with our theme, Aint Dead Yet. And that night, the crew of Addie was born. A year later, we had 30 people from all over the country, friends of friends, and family, join us in New Orleans to parade down Bourbon Street, and some of them are here tonight. There's my crew. We had our own 7-piece brass band, a stilt walker, even a police escort down the street. And we all agreed to show up sober, and even hired a photographer so we could take it all in. To a person, we had 5 decades represented. It was a magical experience, and there were common themes of celebration and joy. We were just out there celebrating life, and it must have been contagious, because at one point we had 100 people parading down Bourbon Street with us. And the woman on the right, dressed in pink, was celebrating the end of her cancer journey and wanted to take a picture with our sign that said, "Ain't Dead Yet." And it made me think, why don't we celebrate more? For me, dancing is a celebration. So I bought everybody I know a 30-second dance party, just because it clears the mind and it brings out fun. Try not to smile when you're dancing. But it also made me wonder, why do we wait until somebody's dead to celebrate life? Except for Dolly. I am so impressed by that. But seriously, it's a 100% chance that we're all gonna die. And none of us know how much time we have left on this earth. And that was something that came hitting to me about a year and a half after our parade, when I was diagnosed with aggressive cancer. Can't look at the picture. And don't let that smile fool you. The chemotherapy that I was on was called the Red Devil, and it threw me into the bottom of a deep well where I couldn't even muster the energy to dance for 30 seconds. But I kept seeing pictures from our Addie parade, and I just wanted so desperately to feel that lightness and joy. But what does joy mean to you? It's something different for everybody. For some people, it's being in nature or being around your grandkids or kids. Around here, a lot of us find joy on the water in a sailboat, or my new favorite, a dragon boat. Sometimes, but we all have these scripts that say, when I do something, when I lose weight, when my kids leave, then I will do all those things. We let life get in the way of living. I was with my dad the day that he found out his cancer was terminal, and his words have never left me. He kept saying, there's so much left to do. I want to live my life such that when that time comes for me, that I know that I celebrate it every day. You know, there's a lot of heavy stuff going on in the world right now, and I'm not trying to trivialize that, but when was the last time you gave yourself permission to really celebrate life and feel real joy. We ain't dead yet, and I'm gonna keep dancing. Who's with me?